what these HOAs are essentially doing is chipping away at the powers of your title and giving them to a corporation that only cares about their profits and not you and not your deed or your title. So now what you pass to your children, your deed, your title, the next generation, is weaker and weaker, and it's less valuable because you have given up power, the power of the deed.
People need to understand how much power a board of directors has. Governments are giving the power of the municipality to these communities.
That's
They act
crazy.
as hyper-local governments and in many ways supersede.
Yeah, so that's the thing. If you don't pay the fines, they'll lien your house and foreclose and take it.
All the other laws
That's the ultimate power, right? They could take your house, your land. They can take it from you legally.
that exist when you sign into a covenant that runs with the land.
Covenants is shorthand for Covenants, Conditions, and Restrictions, or CC&Rs. These are documents that outline the HOA board and homeowners' rights and obligations. A homeowners association usually enacts the CC&Rs, as well as the bylaws that outline procedural matters, when it's incorporated by the subdivision developer.
The board in the beginning is controlled by the developer. So it starts out as a board of people that are paid on behalf of the developer to operate that community.
They're
And
paid.
it transitions 100% of the time. In some cases, it takes years. In other cases, it might only take 1 or 2 years to.
I know I'm just beating this to death, but these people are being paid. They're being paid, and their goal is to keep their job. And so you would say, okay, well, if I'm happy with my community, that's going to help them keep their job. But that's not what it is. If they keep collecting the money from the management fees, that's what keeps them in their job. So in this story, we see that they're not showing people where the fees were going, but they was getting the money. So that's their goal, is to get the money, not to serve you. Emily Goodman, a lot of board members are volunteer, correct, but these management companies are not. So the board may appoint the manager and you could change them, but again, we're dealing with board members who are just regular people sometimes.
A set of volunteers.
Homeowners who have disputes with their HOA say they have trouble getting help from official government channels.
I have personally contacted the city officials. None of them want to get involved in the HOA. There are only 7 states that have an office of HOA ombudsman: Colorado, Delaware, South Carolina, Florida, Illinois, Nevada, and Virginia. However, the ombudsman office is usually not very well funded, and they have limited jurisdiction over the types of complaints they can take. And in some cases, that's all the to have an HOA.
Oh,
They're
my
rooted
goodness.
in
What is
Florida,
going?
Illinois.
My clicking is out of control. But let's see what Emily said. I would get board members say to me, I'll get to the questionnaire when I can. I don't get paid to do this stuff. Exactly. So those are the ones that don't have the for-profit people managing them. So you deal with that. And then if you have the for-profit people, I mean, they're already getting paid. So why would they want to answer you? They'll answer you when they feel like it. So hate it.
The types of complaints they can take. And in some cases, that's all the ombudsman office
take
can do
complaints.
is take your complaint. They can't even take an active role in investigating
good luck.
or
Hire a lawyer.
resolving the complaint.
Spend 10 grand.
As far as the regulation goes, I think a lot of that regulation is predetermined. So in other words, there's already laws that are set up in place. And so inherently they're already being regulated that way. And of course, you've got the court systems for checks and balances in case you have a disagreement within your homeowners association.
Look, many management companies would charge fees to complete or give you the documents. It's ridiculous. It's crazy. How is this clicking happening so poorly by me? I'm getting old. I'm only
Support systems
35.
for checks and balances in case you have a disagreement within your homeowners association.
I'm
think
half
that
dead, I guess.
education is
35.
really key
Out of here at 70.
to these communities. I mean, they need to know that there's nobody that's going to help them, that in a lot of cases, civil court is the only answer.
Yeah, sue 'em.
So you can't
Good
even
luck.
take some of these communities to small claims court.
There's really a very limited number of scenarios where a court can say that something that's binding in your covenants is not valid.
Lawmakers in several states, such as Texas,
Yeah,
North
'cause you signed
Carolina,
it.
and Florida, have
You agreed to
introduced
it.
policies to address some of the issues homeowners have been raising, but it's been met with backlash from the professional management industry.
There's always going to be
Right. So this is the problem. Now that these companies are getting big, so now they have lobbying groups and they have more money than you. So now they're gonna donate to the politicians. They're gonna get lobbyists, and you're never gonna get this stuff changed. It's never going back the other way, because the common people aren't going to unite more than these companies, because now the companies are too big. So now the companies are just going to get worse and worse and pillage and plunder the neighborhoods. And look, I get it. Like, people like their HOA sometimes, and it's cool or whatever. But when these companies get too big, I'm just cynical now. I don't know. I can see what's going to happen. And it's already happening. Let's just watch. I'll just continue to watch.
a wide variety of perspectives and concerns. So no solution, no bill, no piece of advocacy is ever going to garner 100% support from everyone. We try to find the best middle ground that makes sure the association runs effectively and people's investments are protected.
As of right now, change has to happen at the grassroots level, with homeowners fighting through the court system as well as through voting for a board they feel represents them. Matt was elected president of the board in October 2023.
So these are your new officers. Thank you very much.
I did the oath when I became a naturalized U.S. citizen. It was my duty. And regardless of my economical condition, I have to fight for them.
I would feel bad, selling this home to someone else, especially if they don't know what's been going on in the neighborhood. And I feel like I would probably just be like, hey, look, I don't think you want to move in this neighborhood.
Dang.
You may want to think about it.
Hurting your own value, but the respect for that. So, guys, what do you think? What am I right? Am I wrong? Am I doing too much? I don't care, because I hate HOAs, because I believe in freedom. Freedom is mine. I get to do pretty much what I want with my property.